안녕하세요 여러분, Dara입니다. Hi everyone, my name is Dara and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about the Korean culture. Yeah, the Korean culture is cool, broad, vast, and so like diverse that I made a whole channel to talk about it. In today's video, I'm gonna be telling you more interesting facts about the Korean culture. So let's go, just say yo. Number one, hands. You see, Koreans are very into using both hands. They do not, as a cultural thing, use one hand to do things. I don't mean like general life things like touching your face or your head. I mean like when you wave, when you take something from someone, when you give something to someone, when you drink. To a large extent, it's basically because of a respect factor. So I said in an earlier video, comparing Nigerian culture and Korean culture, what you hear, I said that Korean culture is very big on respect. They're an age grade society, so a lot of things that they do, they take note of respect and how you talk to elders and other people that you don't know. So one of that is using both hands to gesture towards those people or receive stuff from those people. You don't say 안녕, you say 안녕. Yeah, so it's random, and very weird, but it's a thing and it's cool. Two, is speech. As I mentioned earlier, the Korean society is an age grade society. Everything reflects that culture. One of that is in speech. You have in Korea, you have bangmal and you have jeondaemal. Bangmal is basically like lower speech. It's like everyday normal speech, how you talk to your friend. Jeondaemal, on the other hand, is higher speech, formal speech. Now you use jeondaemal for people you're meeting for the first time, people who are older than you, your senior colleagues at work, or strangers. The age thing especially is where the speech is important. So of course there are certain friends who will be older who will permit you to speak with them informally, but most people who are older will require that respect of you. It doesn't have to be like a large age difference, by the way. If someone is older than you by as little as a month, you do not speak to them in Panmal, you speak to them in jeondaemal. That being said is floors. Okay, so that's very vague, but what I mean by floors is the Koreans take their floors very seriously. What that means is you don't go in people's houses wearing your shoes. Why? Because they sleep on the floor, they eat on the floor, they sit on the floor, and the floor is like a sacred place. And this is why most times when you see in the dramas, you see that every time someone comes to a house, they take off their shoes at the door and then put on, these in-house slippers so that they can walk round in the house to keep their feet warm, among other things. The floor is sacred in Korea. You do not, under any circumstances, walk on the floors with your shoes. That's sacrilege. That's like, you're like a jerk if you do that. So this one was for all of y'all who are gonna live in Korea someday. You have to note that the floor, important. Your shoes, not important. Okay? Okay. Number 4, age. I know I talked about age earlier, but this is like on a larger scale. So age in Korea is different from the rest of the world. Yes, you heard me right. Most Koreans are like 2 years older than normal age. How? When a Korean child is born, he is born at 1 year. 1 year. And every new year, you add a year in Korea, not on your birthday, no. Say for instance you were born in July 2019, you would already be 1. And then in January 2020, you would be 2 years old. By July 2020, you would be 3 years old. So if I were in Korea, I'll be years old. So because of this, most times when you ask a Korean their age, they'll tell you, oh, my age is this, but my Korean age is this. And 5, that's it. Birthdays. So in Korea, there's a popular birthday tradition which you probably already saw in the dramas that you watch, and it's the seaweed soup tradition. Every birthday, a Korean takes seaweed soup on their birthday, but do you know why? Here's why. Usually when Korean children's? What? Okay. Usually when Korean children are born, their mothers get fed seaweed soup. You know, it's like a thing here as well. When children are born, their mothers take pepper soup, you know, for the tummy and all that. I don't know why the mothers take seaweed soup, but every year when someone clocks a new year, they take seaweed soup to celebrate their birthday and to say thank you, mother, for all the travels you've gone through. So basically, my own interpretation of that is that every birthday in Korea is your Mother's Day too, because you gotta be like, thank you, mom, for giving birth to me, and you know, all of that loving stuff. And that's my video for today. So which of these facts did you know before? Which of them were new to you? Which Korean culture are you curious about? Or is there something about Korea that you heard that you're not quite sure? Let me know down below so that I can answer your questions. Speaking of down below, there's a subscribe button down below right here. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you. I love you. Mwah! Please go ahead and subscribe. Also click the notification button next to it so that you get a notification when I post a video. And ask me any questions you might have about Korean culture. I'm here to answer your questions. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Alright, that's my video for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Annyeong!